Tools and Track, or should I say Tools and Bikes.
Bluetooth is connected.
Good chat. This is the one bit about getting a bike that's always a bit weird, is I'm dressed up like a Power Ranger in a tiny wee van, and we're going in
Good bike collection.
a monsoon.
Weather, yeah, it's really good. This is perfect.
What could go wrong? Right, so I bought a Ducati.
Oh no.
What can possibly go wrong? Haven't ridden a bike in 2 years. Straight into a Ducati. So that was by the way the ride from hell.
That's pretty bad.
Only like 4 or 5 miles, but still just unpleasant. And the reason it was unpleasant is not because I haven't ridden a bike for 2 years and I've jumped on a Ducati, but because it won't actually idle.
Yeah.
So your options are bump start. That's a no. I'll just keep revving it like a dickhead at lights. So what we're going to try and do is just up the idle a bit, because even starting it right now, it'll just inevitably stop.
The idle's way too low. These idle like 950, 1,000.
Yeah.
Like normal. It's
Right.
way below
This
that.
idle's at 0.
Right, fire up.
Fire it up. Right, where's the keys?
Is it in neutral?
Yes. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's start. I'll...
This is what happens when you go, I'll just put a wee bid in. Somebody will outbid me. Apparently not. Or at least not when it's a Ducati. So for those not in the know, this is a Ducati M600, one of the early monsters that they made. Not the earliest, I don't think, but certainly one of the more common ones. Now, they did a 400 and it was for sale in different places, not in the UK, but this is kind of the smallest 600 L-twin, not a V-twin, L-twin. Nice entry-level Italian muscle bike. It was very, very, very cheap. I seem to have won it, and well, why not? Because after the last chat we did on bikes, and given that there's a big appetite with you guys, I thought, why not? Let's have a wee flurry. And if you're gonna have a flurry, go a bit bananas and do it in an Italian superbike. Well, that's definitely the idle situation sorted. So at least it now runs.
Yes, there was a slight issue.
Yeah, it was just not idle.
There has been some sins with this bike in the past. So as you can see, open belt covers. It's been a bit kind of cafe racered, but as part of that cafe racer thing, someone's put a nice set of pipes on it, set of K&N filters, and the key bit is they've done a Dynajet.
Bikes aren't quite like cars. I'm going to start, I know you talk about bikes and you know stuff, but I don't, and I think this is probably a good way when we start this series to go, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know about bikes, bikes are very, very unlike cars. So when you mess around with exhaust and air filters, they really don't like it. Because of small capacity and they run on carbs, they need to work spot on. You change the airflow or the exhaust flow at the back, they don't like it.
Yeah, you need to remember that standard these had, you know, a huge can on them to keep them quiet and a quite restrictive airbox because it was the 600, so
yeah,
they don't want it to be too quick because then you don't buy the 900. So the key thing was it'd been put in and it'd been put in not particularly well. So essentially this thing running.
This is Anthony, by the way.
Hi. Most likely the needles are not in the right position. You've got Dynajet kits are basically a set of needles, a set of jets, and they rely on you putting them in the right position, and they give you a wee manual, and you have to do the step-by-step thing. So that's probably not been done.
We suspect you can do it wrong. There are
You can.
multiple ways to get that wrong. So what we've done is use the external adjustment to sort of dial that out. But you know, we'll dig into carbs in the due course. On my shopping list, these are not standard. These clip-ons, and you like them and I don't, and it's my bike, so you know I'm going to put the originals. Luckily, the seller did actually give me the original bars, so
you got everything for them.
Yeah, one of the early things. Just, I'm going to be honest, until I get used to the bike, I'm used to more upright bikes than this, and it's a bit too spicy for me. And I'm relatively new biker. I mean, I've had my license for a few years, but I've just not done anything with it. So I want something that's a bit more controllable. I don't need to go high speed. I need to be in control of the bike. So they're going to get reversed. So we're going to, in a bit of a backward step, look at how you unclip on a bike.
To put the clip-ons on, the guy has got rid of the stock master cylinder and clutch cylinder and put nice radial ones on, but at the same time, he's kind of missized. So this is an interesting thing with bikes, right? So you get master cylinder sizes for, you know, if you have 4 piston calipers and you've got 2 of them, you need to size the master cylinder correctly. The Ducati's got a hydraulic clutch, so it's the same thing. You have to choose the right size master cylinder for the clutch.
This model of bike did not come with these brakes. So one of the good things that the previous owner has done is put the twin piston sort of,
He's put the twin discs on, yeah. These came with a single disc, single caliper. It was a 4 piston caliper, but it was a single caliper. So it was like, for how like reasonably quick these are, it's not enough brakes to, you know, to really stop the thing.
But let me tell you, having rode at home in the rain, this is plenty of brakes.
Oh yeah, they are more than enough. They're more than enough. I mean, it's basically similar to what they had on like the 916 and stuff. They're more than enough.
Yeah. I mean, other than that though, obviously the cans and all the other cosmetic nonsense that they've done, this is still a relatively stock M600. So it's a really, really good starting point to go and build something quite interesting, which is what we're going to aim to do over the course of this season.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing is to kind of try and undo, like, not the sins, but there's some wee small things like this Master. This is a 19mm Master, right? So it's like there's not a lot of throw because it's a big diameter. But if you're sitting in traffic and you can hear it creaking, you know, that's not what you want.
And it will be a bike that will be probably sat in traffic. I am not quite at the level of just going on to tracks and back road stuff. I'm going to have to commute in this and use it quite frequently to get used to it. So that's going to be something that will inevitably give me arthritis. But I think first of all, like all good projects, we're going to need to make a list. So the game is afoot. We have replacement cam covers. I have just painted them. We are going to shortly put some lacquer on that. And here's another one. Lovely, lovely actual covering belt covers. Next up.
You don't want to shred your belts?
Don't want to shred my belts. Okay. Yeah, I just thought, you know, that's the sort of thing that would take a finger off you. So let's not have that.
Destroy your engine.
So we did have a wee attempt at the handlebar. So Daniel has talked me into, so he's talked me into keeping the clip-ons for a while.
Yay.
Yeah, so we're going to persevere with the clip-ons because they weren't the worst. We did take it a ride. I should point out, I can do filming in a car, as anyone who's watched the MX5 stuff has done, but filming myself in the bike,
I don't think that's possible.
We'll maybe have a go later. We'll maybe try and put a GoPro on the Buell and I'll put a GoPro? A camera on the thing and we'll see if we can get some bike shots. But anyway,
you need to mention about the ride home with the slightly hanging eye.
Oh yeah. Right, so the problem is we've dialed in the stall issue to not stall.
Yeah.
But then once we took the bike a proper ride and got it properly up to temperature, what we've realised is we've actually just raised the idle. So now every time I come to an idle, it just goes, bah!
Yeah, it's really funny.
He's getting miles and miles of humour out of this.
It's the bit when you said you stopped and people are just walking past, like looking at you.
So I didn't want to go on the motorway because also not having mirrors, it makes lane changes sketch. So what I decided to do was take the through the streets route home, and we ended up going by the SC. Well, myself.
I didn't.
No, you just went home.
Do it.
So I ended up going by the SECC as the concert was kicking out, and I'm just sitting there at the lights with this bike going bah, 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 pop, 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 pop. I'm like, I just sat back. I just left my hands off the handlebar so people could at least see. I'm not doing this on purpose. But yeah, we'll have another look at that. What we're going to do at the moment is give myself a degree of safety. So, but
Okay.
Are you done?
That's so funny.
God's sake,
Just you,
laughing at my-
I just that way I could just see you and my just sitting at the lights. Blah, 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 blah. People just walking past like, what is going on? So good.
As I was saying, we're going to persevere with the clip-ons, but what I did decide was, let's try and give ourselves a bit of meat on the end. So we've pulled the clip-on out as far as we dare here, so that there's no, because there was a bit of excess sitting there and that
They were
was
a
just
wee bit
wasted.
narrow for you anyway, weren't they?
Yeah, I was a wee bit too huggy the tank. So that would give us space here
Yes.
to put these here, which is good, but we've also got bar ends.
They actually have these slide in and
slide
then you
in.
tighten the bolt and they come out to
They would, that would. But anyway, well, we've done it now, so we'll finish with it. So,
Are we? Or are we just put these on like that? You need bar ends anyway, do you know?
I've got bar ends, I've got wee plugs, look.
They are not gonna do much.
Right, okay, so we'll put bar ends on as well. Let's just pull this back together then. I don't know what we've done. I actually don't know what we've achieved here.
Well, the
but
aim
it
was to
something.
put the choke on, and then we realised that it's actually.
Oh, yeah,
that
so
it
we-
looks like this has the wrong switch gear on it.
Yeah, or I think the choke, so the choke I've ordered, I'm presuming would have bolted into these, and these are now aftermarket. So that's also not going to work. So we're having a really productive day here. So let's just at least give myself a degree of safety by putting the bar ends on,
That's a good start.
and then we'll maybe just finish on the,
That's a really good start.
they're not even close, are they? Have they got wee rubber bits?
No.
Right, let's not do that. Let's do
Well,
the
to be
original
fair,
idea.
we'll see how far it pulls out when you tighten this.
Great. So what we'll probably finish on though is the carbs.
No.
Right, so that's just a no.
Okay, so we'll go back to the.
Back to the original idea.
Yeah, because look, that's too big.
Right, let's just get some fucking tape. Is it though? What would it go in the other way though? Is it even remotely close?
I think
No.
it's even close.
Right. Okay. So
It depends how far this will pull out though when you tighten it.
yeah, but you need to be able to tighten it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Right, we have mirrors. Now we need to do another key element of bike maintenance, which is, you'll see here, there is a missing stud and a stop. That's because we've taken it out, because that was basically about 8 mil away from where it should be, which meant that was the stop, and that's
I don't even know if the class this is maintenance, more just removing crimes.
well, you know what? Yeah, we'll just fix it. We'll just fix it. carbs in bits. So we've found some things.
In the context of it sitting at lights going blah, 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 we have found some things.
Yeah, so first of all, as you'll have seen, we've cleaned them out. There was many bits of detritus in amongst this.
Yes.
The fuel, we reckon we've had these turned upside down, so that's probably why these diaphragms filled up with fuel. So I'm not worried about that. The diaphragms themselves,
They look good.
they're intact, so we'll reuse them. However,
So first thing we found is this jet was quite badly corroded.
yeah, weird oxidisation.
Which adds to the fact that it probably never really ran. It just gets left for a while.
So that's possibly why they weren't going back down, by the way, and idling
It wouldn't help. But also, key thing we found as well, I'm not going to take this out because it's sitting in there now, but inside this you've got, as of the diagram,
the diagram.
so you have a wee plastic spacer, then the C-clip, then a washer, which is meant to be, as per the Dynojet kit, it's a small washer, it's a special sized washer, and then the little locator for the spring.
Yes.
So we found that in these, extra washer.
Yeah, why?
So
Why?
it looks like that was probably the factory washer.
And the extra washer.
Yes, when you look at the fact that it says stock parts, it specifically mentions just the plastic locating
Yeah,
parts.
so that's not ideal.
So you look at that,
Yeah.
and then we go over here, completely different. So
These
they're
are
way
not
out of
balanced.
balance.
Yeah, so that's
Way
not
out of
helping
balance.
either. So what I did to rectify the needles is this is 2000 grit sandpaper, and as you can see with the lines, we're just giving them a wee wipe just to take nothing but the oxidisation off.
Which it has done. But I mean, we also think as well that the fact that that extra washer essentially lifts the needle higher.
Yeah.
So that kind of ties in with our why did we need so much
adjustment to
idle jet just to get the thing to idle. So hopefully we've put this back to the way it should be. We're going to basically balance these. The easiest way to do it mechanically is you basically take, there's an idle adjustment screw, then there's a balance screw in these.
Why is there so many pipes?
So many pipes. So what we'll do is we'll back it off until the one that's at the lowest setting shuts, and then we're just going to back off the balance screw till this one shuts, and then that's them
Balanced.
mechanically set. And then what we do is we just adjust the idle screw
That's
on the
probably
bike
what
to
we
get
need.
it to
Okay,
idle.
so let's put them back together. Remember in the last scene, these were on the bike? Yeah, they didn't run. So it's
No.
exactly the same bloody problem.
It was still terrible.
So what we're going to do is, in all basic scientific principles, we're going to take these back to the way they should be from factory, because we just don't know where the error's coming from. There's too many variables, too many aftermarket things going on here. So in order to get an idle and get the bike running the way it should be, all the stock stuff which did come with the bike is going back in. Nice fresh seals, assemble it the way it should be. If we find that when it's running, it's then leaning out or whatever because of the performance parts that's been fitted out with the carbs, we can address that. But right now we're just fighting a tide.
Balanced the carbs, so that made a slight improvement.
Yeah.
But then it still had that thing of when you revved it, it would just hang and
It's
sit
just-
and pop and bang.
And it's impossible because you just can't. The thing is, the clutch on that bike is so aggressive that you're just pulling away with a digital clutch at 3,000 RPM.
The engine has to be like right.
It's-
Otherwise, it's like almost unrideable with the revs hanging and the clutch. It's like you cannot ride it about with that.
What we've done is we're taking the bottoms off. So these are the fuel bowls. So this is where the jets for the needles live. So we've taken out the performance jets and we're going to put the standard ones back in.
Yeah, this Dynojet kit's obviously for more fuel because you've just changed the filters and all that sort of stuff, right? But the jets in here are what the actual maximum amount of fuel you'll get out of it. It's just
you
a
just
size,
vary it with the
whatever.
needle.
Yeah, but the thing is the needle's got a taper on it, so the more the needle moves up, obviously the more fuel you'll get out.
The narrower the needle.
Yeah,
the
but
more
even
fuel
the standard ones are adjustable. So I'm not sure why you would need to go to the extremes of
mega
the
thin needles.
Dynojet stuff where like the amount of extra fuel you're going to need is going to be quite small. You could just move these up. These are much thicker.
Which is
So
weird.
these are, which is obviously way leaner.
Yeah.
So that kind of ties into what we've seen with these, which is just always is just pig rich. This will work. I bet you this works because
Right.
they all work.
Much.
I don't know.
Oh.
It'll work.
Right, a
It'll
water
work.
pump.
It'll work. That's a sore subject.
Okay, too soon, too soon. Like, tune into the Primera stuff, you'll soon remember that anyway. Bike, or
Okay.
more importantly, a working bike.
Running bike.
So yeah, that fixed it.
What did they do? This is the
What-
question.
Right, so yeah, this is where it gets good. Modify your bike, build a cafe racer, get all the fancy bits on it.
Ruin it.
Yeah, we took all the fancy bits off. It's now sitting with a standard airbox. It doesn't bog down, it doesn't have idle problems, it doesn't rev high, it just runs exactly the way Ducati designed it to.
Yeah. So we kind of went step by step, didn't we? So it started off, it had the Dynajet stage 2 kit in it, open filters, exhaust. So like, we tried tweaking it with the Dynajet kit. No matter what we done, could not get the thing. You rode it,
Yeah,
did
terrible.
not ride well at all.
Nah, I couldn't get it right.
So we kind of took them apart, checked them all over, cleaned everything up, put it all back together.
Wouldn't work.
Still wouldn't work. It was marginally better, wasn't it? Marginally, but not much.
We basically tried everything.
Yeah.
We've been through every iteration of trying to get these carbs to work.
Yep.
Put the carb stock, put the normal airbox on, it works fine.
Fine.
And it goes
Perfect.
very, very well.
Yep.
In the next episode, obviously, we'll try and get this out. We'll try and get your Buell out, and we'll maybe do a wee bit of a chat about how these actually ride. I don't know how, I still don't know how I'm going to film that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we'll work something out. Yeah, we test ride, let you know how it goes, all that jazz. Hope you're enjoying Tools and Bikes.
Yeah. Well, this is the first step. So we now have a base that
got a
works
bike.
as a thing.
If you've got thoughts on what to do with this, because actually now that I've put this more or less back to standard, I'm struggling with a vision here. I've always wanted a Monster because it's called a Monster. You guys, I'd quite like to know your opinions because I'm a bit virgin to this, but there are bikers I'm sure that are watching this that would be, you know, tell me what you think. Do you think we should do a tail trim that's better than this? Should we put knobbly tyres on it? Should we put panniers on it? I don't know.
I
Obviously,
think we
none
go
of that, but
full cafe racer.
yeah,
999 tank.
right.
Nice tail, wee bobtail at the back, hoop on the back, nice exhaust.
Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. If you don't have any input, that's fine, but still do the like bell and subscribe thing because without it, then this is not going to work and Tools and Bikes probably won't work. And if you really, really dig this, patreon.com/toolsandtrack.
There's more tools and bikes to come.
Apparently.
There's way more, way more
He's
tools
literally
and
chapping
bikes.
at the bit because this
to
is
come.
his thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And the space in my garage for 3 bikes.
2 now because he's got one, I've got one. What's going to be the third? Please bet now.
We'll see.
Until next weekend, guys. Wait for it. Ride safe.
That's good. That was really
That's
good.
better, isn't it?
That's
It's
great.
nice
Yeah,
you
that's
said.
really good.
Cool. Catch you.